I come to the garden alone while the dew is still on the roses. And the voice I hear falling on my ears, the Son of God discloses. And he walks with me and he talks with me and he tells me I am his own. And the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. Hey everybody, here's a quick pearl from Lady Cheryl. You remember the pepper plants I transplanted the other day? Well, I just want to give you a little follow-up on how they're doing. They're adjusting really well. And pull this back and let you see those peppers over there. And the tip for these peppers and any seedlings that you are transplanting out a little earlier than most people, you have to keep in mind that even though your weather forecast may predict that you won't get a freeze before the last expected freeze date, that doesn't mean that it can't happen, because as we know, anything can happen. So these little hoops, you can get them at Amazon, but I have 3 of them on these 3 grow boxes. They are good to use to put your plant blankets like I have on this one. And also you can put insect netting on here, because you know, as it gets warmer, we're going to get more insects to come out. And so I just want you to know to be prepared. In case you get a freeze, you can put C9 or C7 Christmas decoration lights in these grow boxes or your raised garden bed, whether it is close to the ground or elevated. If you have access to electricity, you can plug them in. They won't burn or heat your plants to the point where it would damage them. It would just raise the temperature about 5 degrees. And then on top of this, or any type of cloth, you can put 6 mil greenhouse plastic on top of it. And in conjunction with the lights, you can raise your temperature about 10 degrees. I've done it. I would never tell you anything to do that I haven't done already. So yes, I'm taking a chance, like I always push the envelope, getting my seedlings out early, but I am prepared to protect them if we should get a freeze. Now in North Texas, our last expected frost date is March 27th, and the long range weather forecast says that we won't get any low temperatures up until the end of our expected frost date. So I'm pretty cool, everything is going to be okay. But just in case, I'm ready. You all know how I feel about my seedlings. I'll go to war against that weather to protect my babies. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this little tip. A pearl from Lady Cheryl. Okay, here's another project. In my last video, I shared with you guys how the soil had washed away because my yard is on a slope like this. So this is a Stark Brother Golden Delicious apple on a semi-dwarf stock. And you can see how it's leaning. I'm going to straighten this tree up by securing it with this stake right here. And of course, I'm going to do something similar to this one over here to pull it back up straight. They had only been in the ground a year. And Yeah, you can tell if you just look right here, you see where the soil is built up, and I thought it would be enough, but it's not. And so I'm going to make a garden bed here. I am not going to lift up heavy concrete bricks. My son's coming over Monday, and he can do that. I'm just going to straighten up the trees with the stakes, roll the soil over here, and dump it out, and pull up the little weeds here and cover these roots. Okay? So this is the before shot. You can see the trees leaning like that and leaning like that. I hope that makes sense to you. That's water running in the background. I'm slowly deep watering my trees. All of them, they're budding out. They're looking good. I'll share all of that in another video. This is the first tree to fruit, my Nepali plum. I have 3 of them. So far, 2 of them are budding a whole lot like that. Okay, I'll be back when the job is complete. Okay, guys, this is what I decided to do. I just used what I could find to make a border around the fruit trees, these 2 apple trees. This one here and that one over there. And these are some old cement tubs that I bought at the start of the pandemic to grow some emergency food real quick for my family and friends. And anybody that wanted it after I, gave it to my family and friends. And I haven't used them since. And so I just try to make a makeshift border because I've got to get these roots covered up. And then I straightened this tree the best I could. See it? Hope I'm not going too fast. And I put bungee cords on it. And the trees are not touching. And then I straightened this one the best I could. As you can see, right in there, that branch veers off to the right, and I can't straighten it up any straighter than that. If I do, it pulls it out of the center too much. But I'm just going to keep these bungee cords on here for another year, and then I'll take them off. And I made sure that the stakes were not touching the roots system, the root ball. And this is a Kinder Crisp, another semi-dwarf stock, and this is also from Stark Brothers. So what I did was I took that T-post and I drove it in the ground with this driver. For years I used to use a post hole digger and do the manual labor, but this is easier. A couple pounds on that very heavy object on top of the post drives it in easier. And then I extended a bungee cord here for this tree, and then of course one here for this tree over here. And this is my junk area of the food forest, and one day I'm gonna get those 75-gallon rain barrels that are upside down fixed. Okay, I'm gonna drag these 2 raised bed potting mix over here so that I can put them over the exposed roots. So I got my buggy over here with my 2 bags of 2 cubic feet of organics plus Kellogg's natural raised bed and potting mix. So you can use it in a raised bed or you can put it into containers. And it's OMRI listed, so you know that that is organic. So I'm feeding these 2 trees some nutrients that are organic. Later on, I'll put homemade compost on the top, and I also will use some azomite rock dust. Okay, I'm almost done. I'm sitting down taking a little break, and then I'll come back and show you the final step. And as you can see, I'm slowly watering the whole root system. And I'll put 1 bag, concentrated in this area and 1 bag in that area. And that should do it. And I can take this off my list. Well, part A of this job off my list. Part B will be the pruning and finalizing the line of the garden bed. While I'm sitting here taking a little break, I just want to share with you all how windy it is in North Texas. Then you can look over here, you can see how that plant blanket is just moving in the wind. Another thing I want to show you this. Okay, I'm on the outside of the greenhouse. I'm going to try to go in closer. Now, you see that tomato plant right there? That was one sick little plant that I almost didn't even transplant, and I see tomatoes on it. So don't give up too quick. Sometimes those puny plants will, or seedlings will, boom, here comes the wind again. It really feels great, but I have to keep my mask on. Okay, that's it for today, guys. I'm pleased with the progress so far. And like I said earlier, I promise you I will come back and show you what it looks like after my son prunes the trees. Actually, I can prune these. They're not that tall. But when he comes over to prune the tall trees and put the pavers around this bed, I'll update it in the video and share it with you. Okay. If you would like to learn how to grow food all year long in your greenhouse or inside your home, please like and subscribe to my channel. And you are welcome to join my perks clubs where I do giveaways, shout outs during my Monday night chats, as well as free classes on how to make natural hair and skin care products, as well as make natural organic soy wax candles. And I also teach classes on how to preserve your harvest. You can sign up for my perks memberships by just going onto my channel and hitting the join button. We'll be happy to take you in our special clubs. So if you want to learn how to pressure can, water bath can, dehydrate food, join our memberships. Thank you for watching, everybody. Bye now.